Well, welcome back to SFC Live. We're back here in the sports bar at the Stadium of Light. The lads, of course, down in Hillsborough this evening. They've come through with a victory, ended those back-to-back defeats, Danny.
Yeah, and I think that was the important thing this evening. As I say, overall the game wasn't a classic, but the main thing this evening was go down there and come away with worst case of points. Well, we've come away with all three. Credit to Mienda, back in the starting 11 and back amongst the goals. 2 goals to his name, and listen, we have to dig in at times, and sometimes, I know I've mentioned the pitch a few times, but the pitch didn't look great down there, but sometimes you've got to roll your sleeves up and dig in, and we've managed to do so.
And I imagine the manager will say this as well in the post-game reaction, but it was hard to get some momentum and tempo into that game, wasn't it?
Yeah, from both teams really. I said before the game I was hoping for a bit of an open one where it was end to end, but it wasn't the case really. Whether the pitch hindered both sides a little bit,
it seemed to bounce around quite a lot, didn't it?
Yeah, especially in the midfield really. It was scrappy at times, but say in those types of games, can you come out on top? Sometimes you've got to put the challenges in, the hard yards. You look at Trey Hume, Luke O'Nien, 2 that I've mentioned in there for me. Standouts, obviously Chris Metton coming back in as well alongside him this evening. And then a little bit of magic at the top end of the pitch, and it was a lovely ball in from Trey. We'll get onto the highlights, but yeah, we weren't even in it second half, if we're honest. We didn't start well, we conceded. They had another opportunity, and then 70 odd minutes before we got going and out of nothing, we're in front, and that's the difference.
Let's have a look back through the highlights from the game then, and we can discuss where Sunderland were good this evening and maybe needs improvement. But overall, of course, you can't really complain. Back to winning ways and away from home as well, of course, Danny. And lots of changes tonight as well.
Yeah, a few changes. And then just getting on to the game. That one there, I've seen it a few times now. I called it not a penalty at first. Now I'm looking at it, I'm swaying. Maybe it might have been. I think Romain leaves a leg there for him, doesn't he? And this one, they're after a handball. Hard one to gauge because he's got his arm up there, and then Chris Metton comes into the back of him and almost knocks his arm up. So I'm not sure on that one. The first one with Romain, possibly. But yeah, we weren't quite at it first 10 minutes, and you see here, and we've been caught out in the last couple of games from balls coming into our box, and we almost get done again there from switching off at the far post. And then gradually we came into it. I think it was at 12 minutes or so when I said we've actually made a few passes now. We got into the Sheffield Wednesday half, and is the main man now, Mienda, isn't it? That's his first sighter really, and it was difficult to get him into it.
But he's half chance
isolated
that one,
a bit, and then ball into him, 20 yards out, pulls the trigger, doesn't catch it clean, but it's a strike on target. And then Sheffield Wednesday in general were getting it down our left in that first half.
Didn't see much of Windass tonight, and that was a big opportunity.
No, that was his his only chance really, wasn't it? He was very quiet throughout really, wasn't he? But that one there, he'll be disappointed, Josh Windass, when he sees that back. And here we go again down our left hand side, getting in, cut back, and then Callum Patterson getting across the near post. Difficult one though. He's well past there. He's almost corner of the 6-yard box and just grazes the top of the crossbar there. So they had some good opportunities themselves, Sheffield Wednesday, in the first half, but we did actually come into it. And then
we had 9 corners tonight, Danny. Should they have tried that?
Do you know what? I was just going to say, set pieces from both sides in general weren't great, were they? How many corners got cut out at the near post, and it riles fans. It riles me as well as a former centre back when you go forward
you feel
and
the pain.
Ball gets cut out at the near post.
Here's the first goal, Danny.
Well, it's the first goal now, so slow build up. You see Sheffield Wednesday sitting off us, allowing us to have it at the back. We work it across from Chris Mepham into Luke, and then Leo Hjelde just, let's say, a hopeful ball forward, really, isn't it?
He's aiming for my end,
and then from is it Max Lowe? Isn't it? He's going to be disappointed when he sees it. He's in a good position, sees it all the way, and then he just gets underneath the flight of the ball. Simple as that. Fullback's not across on the cover then, and then we get fortunate with the strike. So we get fortunate here. That's handball. If VAR are looking at that, it gets pulled up. So we got away with it there, and then Mienda onto his right foot, probably going to hit the keeper, but then it comes off the bottom of Lowe down into the surface, and then up and over the keeper, and then the fullback can't get there. Could he have slid? Possibly, but we didn't get the look at the weekend against Hull. Louis Coyle got away with a handball.
Yeah, that's true.
We get away with one tonight, so that's how football can work, and
swings and
tonight we get the rub of the green, exactly that. So yeah, we're in front there. Did we deserve it? Maybe not. I'm not sure. They had a couple of good opportunities, and then back in the sports bar, they enjoyed it.
That's a reaction back in the sports bar.
This one for Joby, and I was Mundell coming off the right, and it just comes into his path.
Just walks onto
there.
This one, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it bobbles just before he strikes it as well.
Yeah, little sort of dry, bobbly pitch. You can see as I said there, the surface.
Gassama was a pin in the.
It was, yeah. I said I've seen him a few times, and I quite like him. He's bright and he's sharp around the edge of the box. Wasn't quite his night this evening. He had a couple of shots, but that one there just heavy on the weight of the pass, wasn't it? On this one, they try and work it almost too well, don't they? Sheffield Wednesday looking for the perfect goal, really. And then, as we say now, we're into the start of the second half now, aren't we? I think we couldn't get going. See Loose there with a chance on the counter attack, Loose watch, but here's the goal now. Again, see the ball out to Patrick. If he takes a good touch there, we're away, but he doesn't. But yeah, Alan Brown just feeds it back into Chris. He's getting pressed there by Patterson. As I said, the pitch maybe comes into it there. Ball gets away from him, Loose on his touch, and then we're not set, we're not organised behind the ball. I think Dan Neil tries to get back in, but then he steps up. Does he think he steps up thinking that Patterson's offside? I'm not sure. Just have a look at Luke O'Nien as well. He knows he's got a man behind him here, so he's backpedaling there. Anthony Patterson, I don't think he can do much about it there. He's on almost no man's line. He's got to try and spread himself and smother it, but Patterson just guides it into the net. And then, as I said, we hadn't played well. We
hadn't gone into it yet, had we, in the second half?
Yeah, we invited them on because we give a couple of loose balls away, and then we got punished. And then you're thinking, oh no, and they actually have another opportunity just after it. Ingleson, isn't it? Yeah. He's on to Meppen 1v1, and then Chris, to be fair, does well, shows him wide, angles against him, decent strike and a good save from Anthony Patterson to palm it wide. And we were thinking, are we going to get going here? We started the first half sluggish, to be honest, first 10, and then the start of the second half we weren't quite at it, so we're back at 1-1, and then we were thinking, are we going to come into the game? And then, well, this one here, Patrick comes off the right into Job, and it's just bobbling into him, isn't it? He just gets under it like Windass did in a similar position, and then Sheffield Wednesday coming forward again. So yeah, it wasn't played at a sort of fearsome tempo, really, was it? It was a bit sort of sluggish at times from both sides, sort of figuring each other out, really, at times, in a bit of shadow boxing.
But this man never stopped, though, did he?
He didn't, and this is what got us going in this second half. I think it's 70-odd minutes on the clock now. He goes past his man, and then look, he's there, he's getting the fans going. Cut back into Alan Brown. It's a good block, actually, from Ingleson on the slide, isn't it? But not long after we get the goal. Dan Neil does well, and I thought Dan done well at times with composure tonight. Again, slowing it down, wins the free kick, back on his feet, and then look at Sheffield Wednesday, slow getting across the pitch. Barry Bannon there, signalling what's the full-back doing, I'm not sure. Look where he stood 10-15 yards, doesn't have any impact on it at all. You see it back here now, top of your picture. Yes, he's got Patrick Roberts out, but as soon as the ball's transferred now, he's got to be getting up to him.
Bannon comes from a right side of midfield.
They've got two centre-backs, one's picking me, ended up there, other centre-back there, Charles has dropped in. But from our point of view, listen, it's a fantastic ball in. You ask any centre-forward there, drop it in there, in behind the centre-back for me. Other centre-back's not tucked in, Palmer. And it's a lovely header. Paces on the cross, he's just got to guide it, and he puts it past the keeper, and he's up on his feet, and he's amongst those Sunderland fans.
Yeah, he's loving that, Eliza Mayand, and he always seems to be involved when he gets an opportunity. This season in particular, he's got another brace tonight as well. And
but even like in recent games, he's been coming off the bench, hasn't he? Maybe 10-15 minutes here and there, and he always has a moment in the game, whether it's a pass, a through ball, or an opportunity himself. But tonight, yeah, he's out there from the start. I think it's Derby was his last start. But yeah,
we thought in real time that was a penalty.
Yeah,
the referee made a good decision in the end.
I'm not sure who it was that come across. Was it Dan Neil asking the question? Somebody was in the ref's ear. But yeah, you can clearly see it's right on the D, isn't it? It's a half a yard outside the box.
Didn't get a yellow card
from the referee.
Yeah, I think you should have.
Yeah, decent strike from Romain. As I say, he had very little to go on going forward down the left second half because we had to do a lot of defending. He was helping out Leo Hjelde. But it's a decent strike, good save from the keeper. Palms it away, doesn't he? And Dan Neil on the follow-up, and they managed to scramble it clear.
Safe hands from Anthony Patterson as well as the game almost concludes. And then Chris Meppen with an important block as well. Defence were great, really.
No, yeah, they were. Yeah, as I say, Chris will be delighted getting back. And obviously, from their goal, he had a heavy touch, and obviously that led to the goal. But there, that's what he's all about. That's what, when you're getting back on the coach now, big 3 points, and the coaching staff remember things like that. What about Chris's block late on in the game? Luke O'Nien doing really well towards the end alongside him, and Trey making challenges. So not just top end of the pitch where Meanders delivered the goods. The lads have had to dig in at the back as well, so fair play. And obviously mentioned to Leo Hjelde coming in for a first start in a while as well, so yeah.
Never lost with Leo Hjelde in the side this season. There we go. Let's have a look at the league table then, if we can, how it stands. We'll look at the top, of course, first. And See, Sunderland will have closed the gap because no one else has played yet this weekend. FA Cup weekend as well, so...
Yeah, it's a game more played, obviously, but yeah, just having a look at Burnley, and again, we just said it in the pre-match show there. You're hoping that both Burnley and Sheffield United go through a bit of a rocky patch and drop
if any
off
of them
it,
drop
and we've got to
points
capitalise.
and we just keep on winning,
Yeah, well, of course.
Next game Cardiff at home, another good opportunity to try and get another 3 points, Danny. And like you say, if Burnley do finally drop points, and
we've still got 33 points to play for as well. That's a lot of points, isn't it, to chalk up as well. So, as I said earlier, stranger things have happened. Yeah, we're obviously having a look over our shoulder of what's happening. I think West Brom actually play Leeds tomorrow. So, yeah, I think Burnley are in the cup, aren't they, against Preston as well. So, got to keep doing our own job, keep plugging away, bit of confidence back in the boys, back to winning ways, as we say. And obviously, look at the next one, which is Cardiff here next Saturday, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. Have we got the bottom of the division? Yeah, we are playing Cardiff on Saturday. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Remember them, Danny? 3 p.m. kickoff next weekend. But they've got their own issues as well, haven't they? But as we know, we sometimes can struggle against those sides at the bottom.
Exactly that. We've seen it with Plymouth, haven't we? With Hull, obviously, last week as well. And one or two others. Portsmouth come here. We managed to get over the line 1-0. But tough games. And, yeah, Cardiff coming here, fighting for their lives. I think they lost tonight to Villa in the Cup, 2-0, I think. So, listen, it's... no easy games in football first up, and that I think even Luton, it was 2-0 the other week, and that was our first real one where you'd say that was a comfortable one, wasn't it? Every other game we've been in it by a goal, so we've got to go again, back to winning ways at home. Say that one defeat so far this season here at the stadium in the league, so yeah, hopefully we can put that behind us and go undefeated for the remainder of the games at home.
All right then, Danny, thanks so much, and thanks for your company as well around the world. If you have been tuned in to SAFC Live, thanks to everyone who joined us in the sports bar as well. Thanks, guys. Look at that. We'll be back in action, of course, on Saturday, the 8th of March, 3 p.m. kickoff for that one, meaning we'll be on air from 2:15. Hope you enjoy your weekend. We'll see you very soon.